I'm recording this now because I'm mad. Now, I'm mad for a few reasons. Admittedly, it's mostly because of Darkest Dungeon 2, but I'm mad for a few reasons. Number one is this. I had a light meal today because it's all I could stomach, right? You know how it goes. I mentioned a few times in these readings, and especially, hey, I've got something that might be an eating disorder, and I struggle to keep food in me and to eat food in the first place. And what happens when it's nighttime, right? When I don't want to disturb nobody? I get hungry. Phenomenal. Even better, I am also nauseous. So even if I ate, I don't think it'd stay down at this point. Now, as for why I'm mad at Darkest Dungeon 2, if you play, you'll know this will be an awful comp. So I'm playing with the corpse light, right? It's Act 5, too. I'm getting all the very dot focus acts out of the way. I absolutely demolish Act 4. I don't know how. But it's Act 5, right? Second region, it's the Shroud. Intimidating enemies. If you know the Shroud, you know that's not a great modifier to have. The comp is 3 bosun and a captain. Okay, that's upsetting because captain's all hands on deck, plus with the absolutely awful amounts of damage the bosun can put out. That's not great. The captain is also ordained. One of the bosun is also ordained. Oh, and I neglected to mention up until this point, one of the bosun is not just a bosun, but is the fucking hole keeper. The champion enemy, he is also ordained. So naturally, the riptide happens, so everybody gets increased bleed on them, on the corpse light. The torch that lowers your bleed res, or I guess your dot res as a whole. And then, of course, captain's all hands on deck. I don't remember exactly how, but 2 Coral appear. I think he's absolutely thunder cunted everyone with fucking Coral Grief. And Crit, alongside Spearfishing and what the fuck is it called? Spearfishing and Heave Ho, right? And they both, the 2 front bosun, both get crit tokens for a guaranteed shove. I was running Poet Leper. He still got fucking moved around. I was also running Deadeye Grave Robber, who's entirely built around picking things off from the back, except she kept getting blind, so she couldn't hit fucking shit. My instructrice, uh, fucking duelist, was also going blind and couldn't dodge anything with her meditation. And although it would have been amazing because he had fucking not fucking sea compass, my moribund A-bomb missed all his fucking swings because the front rank also rolled dodge plus on the Riptide. Then he was blind, and then at that point he was just too fucking stressed cause well yeah sure because he couldn't hit, right? I had to actually stress heal him for once. And then when he was gearing up for a crit rage, he gets knocked to fucking 3. And I don't have slam on because I'm running instinct instead alongside with all his damage moves. It just fucking it ended with Instructrice Duelist dying, even though only no Death Armor Bosun was left and also a worm. I just abandoned the fucking run. I could not be asked to try anymore. I lost a 2 memoried Grave Robber and a locked in Defiant A-Bomb. So that was really fucking cool. And what was she? A tactical thinker duelist? I don't think the poet had anything good crooks wise, but fuck me, dude. Give me a second. There we are. Something was stuck in my throat. Anyway, files. This I did click. There's like fucking something stuck in the back of my throat. I hate it. We're just doing two because I'm mad. So first up is Dawn of Darkness by Dr. Scrappy. Almost hit my fucking D&D Beyond bookmark instead by accident. And then we're gonna follow it up by Panspermia by Arklund, which is somehow not something that has any warnings, which is fun. Oh, Dawn of Darkness has no fun little tidbit. I might puke in this video because there's an abhorrent taste in the back of my throat. Water. This one is Dawn of Darkness. No warnings. Okay, so item number SCP-9000. Classification Thaumiel. Special containment procedures. SCP-9000 is under the jurisdiction of personnel of the ADRX-19-001 project. When not in use, the device is to be stored within a standard storage container at Site-19. No further procedures are necessary. Is this the first Thaumiel, by the way? Let's check where gods fell. This one might have been Thaumiel. Neutralized. No, that makes more sense. No. Nemesis was not Thaumiel until the end, or something to that effect. Rich Witch Flitch was not, Archaic. It was an esoteric. I'm Still Here was an esoteric. Wait, Archaic? No, Archaic was Euclid. I'm Still Here was esoteric because of its collection. You two were esoteric. Undefined was, I think it was just that, undefined, right? It's empty or something to that effect. Or you also, yep, pending. And at the end it was like neutralized. Space Expert is another esoteric. It's like Babel, isn't? No, this one's Babel. This one's like starts with an M, right? No, Inexorable. One of them started with an M. This place sucks. That's Euclid. Single file is also esoteric. Unbroken, I don't remember. Pizza Freak was uncontainable or Keter or something to that effect. Keter, okay. Yeah, this is our first Thaumiel. If you don't know what a Thaumiel is, it's something that's of beneficial use to the Foundation or actively in use to the Foundation, something along those lines. 3K is the most famous example of a Thaumiel. For doing the... Oof, almost hit Xbox. For doing the box analogy, right, save, put it in a box, it's fine. Euclid, put it in a box, might want to monitor a bit. Keter, put it in a box, it's going to try to get out. Apollyon cannot be contained. Thaumiel would be the box itself, right? That's how it goes. Anyway, description. SCP-9000 is a designation given to a man-made device composed of various gears, levers, and pulleys, which are composed out of fossilized osseous tissues of an as-of-yet unidentified creature. Are you going to be Church of Broken God, or are you going to be Sarkicism? Because I was like, okay, gears, levers, pulleys, that's mechane shit. And then I heard fossilized osseous tissue of an as-of-yet unidentified creature. That's some Nelkin shit. Nelkin shit, however you pronounce it. That's some Sarkic shit. And I'm so in already. The device measures 2 by 2 by 2 meters and is cuboid in shape. Carbon dating has placed the object's age anywhere between 65 million years to 67 million years old. The main anomalous property of SCP-9000 is, through a series of continuous inputs on the device, the generation of an Einstein-Rosen bridge to what can only be theorized to be a pocket dimension. An Einstein-Rosen bridge, in layman's terms, is a portal. You pretentious asshole, I love it. Not much is currently known about the interior space of where the portal leads to. What can be ascertained from the outside is that the interior constantly emits concentrated bursts of cosmic microwave background radiation. Footnote 2 of like where the portal leads to. Exploration via drones has universally resulted in loss of contact. Footnote 3 regarding the background radiation is CMB, radiation passively emitted by universe, cosmic microwave background. But the research is underway. Cute name. Appendix 9K001, 9K-001 History. Discovery log. Dates. July 20th, 2025. Mole Task Force involved. Mole Task Force Gamma 11. Designated sidekicks. Cute. Forward. 9K was discovered after numerous seismic events took place underneath Site 19. Okay. Analysis undertaken of the area beneath could not locate any natural source for these phenomena, and investigative efforts were halted for the time being. 2 months after initial activity had started, seismic activity measuring 7.9 on the Richter scale, hot damn, shook the entire site, causing massive structural damage to much of the below-ground fact floors of Site 19. Ow, fuck. After half an hour, the activity ceased, and a large sinkhole opened up 1 kilometer away from Site 19. Preliminary observation revealed the sinkhole to have uncovered a fucking a. Preliminary observation revealed the sinkhole to have uncovered a previously undocumented series of underground tunnels that lead deeper into the earth. Due to the increased risk potential such events could have on operations in Site 19, an MTF unit was tasked with exploring these tunnel systems in order to ascertain the phenomena's origins. Begin log. MTF Gamma 11 makes their way down through the sinkhole. Oh, hey, look, they use the names and not designations. Hindleton. Jesus. Hey, Cap, why'd it have to be us? Star. Huh? Hindleton. I mean, why not send a drone here? Wouldn't this sort of exploration be reserved for those kinds of things? Star. And risk waste and resources? Hindleton mutters. I feel like I'm worth much more than that. But personally, I'd feel like this would be a Zeta 9 thing, no? Mole rats, if they're gonna. This is them going to a sinkhole? Yeah, it feels like mole rat stuff. Gamma 11 settles on top of a knocked over stone pillar. Below them, the hole leads further down. There is an opening to a tunnel on the side of the wall. Captain Tom Starr shines his light down the tunnel, revealing a winding path that leads further down. He gestures for Agent Ben Hindleton to follow. The two venture into the tunnel. The tunnel is comprised of some sort of rock. Much of the walls, ceiling, and floor are withered. Dust settles the entire floor. The agents look around, careful of where they take their next step. Hindleton. What do you think built this stuff? Star. I don't know. Hindleton. You think it could have been aliens? I mean, how could ancient people build such large underground tunnels hundreds of meters below the earth? It must have been aliens. Star. Or maybe the ancient peoples had help. They venture further into the tunnels. Suddenly the walls buckle. Dust and debris settle slightly from the ceiling before seismic activity ceases. Agents resume movement again. Hindleton. Well, that didn't sound good at all. They arrive at a dead end. The wall in front of them is adorned with runes and intricate carvings that have been etched into it. The agents take a closer look. Hindleton. Oh, Jesus. Hey, Cap, look at this. Agent Hindleton shines his flashlight at the portion of the wall. The carvings depict several, what are theorized to represent humanoid figures, underneath some sort of large circular object. Largest humanoids holding a cuboid object in their hands and are pointing it towards a large object. Hindleton. Guess you were right with your underground people theory. But that thing above does look like a UFO, so I guess you're both right. But mostly me, because that thing is way larger than the humans down there. Captain Starr approaches the wall, eyeing the illuminated section intensely. He reaches out a hand at the wall and feels along its edges. Hindleton. Hey, what are you doing? Captain Starr backs away from the wall. He flips his flashlight and starts to tear chunks away from the wall with the back of his flashlight. Hindleton. Jesus Christ, fine. You're way more right with your theory than me, okay? When dust settles, Captain Starr shines his light through the hole in the wall to reveal a large chamber behind it. Agent Hindleton stares for a while. When the Captain Starr steps through the hole, Agent Hindleton follows suit. They explore the area. Massive stone pillars stand around them, reaching high into the ceiling. More runes adorn these structures, their exact appearance due to excessive withering unidentifiable. They are at the center of the room. There is a cuboid device in the center positioned within a square hole. The object is slightly offset in the hole. All stone pillars stand concentric around it. Gears and pulleys within the device manipulate themselves on their own accord. The agents slowly approach the object. Hindleton. Is that? Star. Bill's in front. Seems to be because of the tremors, yes. Hindleton. Well, shoot. What now? By the way, Tremors is a great movie. Star. We should bring it out here. Out of here. Director Reth most likely wants some tests done to it. Milton. How are we gonna move this thing? That thing looks like it weighs a ton. Star. Maybe it isn't as heavy as it looks, so we could maybe drag it across the floor. Milton. Drag it? That's not an option. I came here to explore some tunnels, not break my back trying to carry the damn thing. I mean, why would the director even want to have this? Star. Because it's a structure belonging to some maybe ancient humans, maybe ancient aliens. Everything in here could tell us about their culture. Milton. Okay, okay. But shouldn't we get research team to look at it first? I don't think the director wants us to bring this behemoth back up, only to contain some eldritch horror or something. Faint clicking noises emanate from the interior of the device. One of the gears of the object turns. There is silence for a while, then the entire room shakes, the pillars begin to buckle as large rocky chunks from the ceiling impact the floor. The only area still stable is the center of the room where the agents rush to. They keep close to the device. Milton, please, I don't want to die. I've never been to Hong Kong. I've never had the want to, but now I really, really do. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I love it. Captain Star bumps into the side of the device, causing it to align slightly with the outer edges of the hole. Clicking noises spontaneously cease alongside all the other seismic activity. Agents look around confused. Hilton, is it over? The device moves on its own accord again. Gears and pulleys turn inside the machine. A faint glow comes from within and above the device. Star yells, "Get down!" Captain Star knocks both himself and Agent Hilton to the floor, away from the device. Far away from the device, that is. An Einstein-Rosen bridge is created several meters above the device. The portal visually appears as spherical and completely black. It knocks everything in its vicinity away. I guess that's the titular dawn of darkness. As the portal pulsates above the device, the runes surrounding the pillars begin to emanate a bluish hue. Soon the device also begins to glow the same color. The glowing intensifies. Eventually, the device moves on its own accord again and the portal closes. It is silent for a while. Two agents finally get up and look at the device before they quickly vacate the area. End log. Closing statements. After the recovery of MTF Gamma 11, the device, now designated SCP-9000, was retrieved from the subterranean chamber. Photographs of the runes and carvings are made to further gain insight into 9000's origins and have been sent to the head Department of Linguistics. I still love my Department of Gaslighting. I know that's like so not correct, but fuck me, that's hilarious to say. Oh man. Let me just get a little bit of water. Still nauseous, if you were curious. I'm sure you all were chomping at the bit to hear of my fucking developments. Appendix 9K-002. Recording. Date 22nd of July 2025. Forward. After the discovery of the tunnel systems, excavation teams headed by Captain Tom Starr and research teams headed by researcher Rita Reth were deployed to uncover more of the area. Begin log. Excavation teams are uncovering stone statues of vaguely humanoid entities embedded within the walls of a narrow hallway. The tunnel is cordoned off, and at the entrance stands Captain Starr. He eyes the statue with interest. Agent Hindleton comes from an adjoining chamber. Starr, what's Team B's status? Hindleton wipes sweat off forehead. It's going all right. We uncovered more of those statues and a wall painting too. I'm not gonna do a panting sound as that. I feel like I get the ominous sensation that maybe I shouldn't do that. Hey, I think Researcher Reth wanted to talk to you or something. Star, what is it? Hamilton. She wouldn't say, other than it was classified, and I find that very insulting. And hey, just between us, she's single, so in your position, I would. Captain Star pulls Agent Hindleton by the collar. Don't. He lets go of him. Agent Hindleton clears his throat. From the chamber behind Agent Hindleton, Researcher Reth emerges. Researcher Reth and Captain Star. Hey, cute. I've never seen Researcher abbreviated with RSR before. Uh, Captain Star shake hands. Researcher Rita Reth, it's so nice to finally meet you, she says to herself. Star. Captain Tom Star of MTF Gamma 11. Pleasure's all mine. I've heard you request my presence. Reth. Yes, exactly. Please, follow me. Researcher Reth guides Captain Star through some tunnels to a large circular chamber. Walls of the chamber are covered in wall paintings. Captain Star takes a step closer to admire them. Star. Oh. Points at wall. Is that? Reth. Some sort of tale of the ancient peoples? I'd presume so, yes. Captain Star takes another step closer. He lightly brushes his gloved fingers across the wall. Now in full view under Captain Star's head mountain light, the wall paintings depict various humanoid figures held together while being surrounded by some sort of black mass. Another painting shows a singular humanoid figure being in possession of some sort of black orb. The figure holds the orb out to the sky. There are wavy lines emanating from the orb. The last painting depicts a square object, their SB-9K, within a circle, which is further surrounded by three inward-pointing arrow designs. Proto Foundation? I'm gonna sneeze. Captain Star remains speechless. Wrath. Now, we haven't figured out the text yet. Our linguistics department is trying its best to cross-reference it with anything from our database. Star. This is incredible. Wrath. It is, isn't it? Come on, take a picture.
Captain Star looks back at Researcher Reth, smiles. I trust you enough. He hesitates before taking out his mobile phone and pointing it at the wall. Once on, the screen displays dozens of notifications of missed calls from Jennifer Starr. He falters in his stance. Jennifer Starr is Captain Tom Starr's 23-year-old daughter. I feel like that was very unprofessional putting a file, but that's fun. Researcher Reth is already standing at the chamber's exit. Reth. Now, if you follow me some more, I'd like to show you something even incredibler. She exits the chamber. Captain Starr puts his phone away without taking pictures and follows the researcher. Well, that was completely unnecessary to put in the record. He finally catches up to her. Starr. So, what else is there to show me? Reth. Those paintings have given me an idea. It seems as though someone is harnessing something to use it for themselves. The orb and the waving lines? Starr. Yes? Reth. My research department has been searching for a solution to a very nasty problem for years. We have tried every avenue from solar to thermal to nuclear. Slight pause from researcher Reth before continuing. But we'd always hit the same old roadblock in the end. Starr. I'm afraid I'm not following researcher Reth. No worries, I'm talking very cryptic after all. Gestures. In here, please. To enter an elevator and record. To enter a service elevator, they head up. Starr. I'd beg to guess that the problem your research department's been facing is one of energy? Reth. Bingo. Hope my finger snap picked up. Elevator stops. They're back within Site 19. They walk further through the hallways. Starr. And you believe the device is the key to your problem. Reth. Sorry, it's 10. Smirks. Oh, I don't believe, Captain. They rev at a large security door. Researcher Reth scans in her credentials. The door does not budge despite proper credentials. Researcher Reth sighs. Sometimes you just gotta give it a little push. Researcher Reth hits the scanner 2 times. Door heaves open and the two venture inside. They arrive in a large observation room. Researcher Reth turns the lights on. There are large windows off to the side with their metallic shutters down. Reth. The Foundation strives to contain that which can't be understood, hiding it away in underground bunkers, faraway sites, and facilities with no ordinary person would ever stumble upon. She walks over to a control panel, presses a few buttons. But how long are these fortresses going to hold? A few decades, maybe the next 100 years if you're optimistic? Shutters begin to open. But recent incidents have shown the threat of the anomalous only rising. Estimations show that there will be a next big containment breach in 3 decades' time, and the Foundation won't have resources nor manpower equipped to deal with it. Not with how much it has to juggle. I mean, Site 19 alone contains dozens of city-leveling threats. I'm just waiting for the next big breach. Power scaling. Containment is not feasible in the long term. It just isn't. So the Council opted for another solution. One it's been in the making for decades now. Present to you ADRX-19-001, or as my department likes to call it. Oh, we're decommissioning. The shutters are fully open now. Bright light pours into the room. Once settled, the view is that of a massive mechanical hexagonal structure. The decom bomb. Captain Starr simply stares at RDEX 19001. Reth. Through decades of research and some tissue samples of our big mean lizard, yep, 682, we were able to create a device capable of wiping out all anomalous phenomena in the universe, with a pulse large enough to eclipse the observable universe, the weapon to trump all others, the war to end all wars. Captain Stars approaches the windows, taking the sight of Ardex, or Adrix 19001. The device, SCP-9K constantly emits CMB radiation. Although the Council ain't too keen with my department's proposal, I've suggested harnessing the energy the device emits. An infinite source of energy, finally enough power to decom bomb. Researcher Reth pours 2 glasses of wine and walks towards Captain Starr. She hands him a glass of wine. He takes the glass, still in awe. She smiles and takes a sip. To the end of everything, gone with the anomalous. Researcher Reth raises her glass. Captain Starr raises his also to clink, but remains focused on Adrix 19001. Starr. Why show me all this? Reth. We're partners, are we not? And I was way too excited to not finally tell someone. She takes a sip of her glass. Suddenly, the door to the observation chamber slides open. In rolls Director Roy Reth, sitting in his wheelchair, accompanied by security guards. Researcher Reth and Captain Starr immediately turn around. Reth, Director, what are you doing here? There was no appointment scheduled for today. Director Reth, stop this project at once, Rita. Researcher Reth sets down her glass. Reth, I'm sorry, Director. But the project's been commissioned under the L5. Director Reth, then convince them to stop. Reth, I'm afraid the council insists. Director Reth, to start. Please tell her to stop. Captain Star just stands there and averts his gaze. Director looks back at researcher Reth. Destroy the anomalous. Eradicate it completely? Are you insane? Reth, what's so insane about saving the world? Director Reth, anomalies are a fundamental part of our universe. If you rip the tumor out, God knows what you might turn our universe into. God knows. You might turn our universe into primordial soup. Reth, better ripping it out than dying slowly. Researcher and Director Reth stare at each other for a moment. Director Reth, think about your mother, Rita. She wouldn't have... Reth, she would have done the exact same thing. Not like you'd know what she would have done. Silence. Director Reth appears defeated. Reth, testing of 9K will commence on the 27th. It's already been approved by the Council. There is nothing you can do to change that. Now please exit the premises at once. Director Reth stares at Researcher Reth. Now. Eventually the director turns around and exits the room. The door slides shut behind him. The researcher sighs and slumps into a chair. Captain Star tends to her. Star, are you alright? Reth gestures. Please. You too. Captain Star remains standing. The researcher wipes away tears of hers. Eventually he heads towards the door. Reth sniffs. Mother died. Cancer. Spent too much time in a radiated room. Star stops his tracks. Why? Reth. Why? Test out an energy source for the bomb. Star. I mean, why are you telling me this? Reth. Chuckles. You have a daughter, Tom. Cat and Star remain silent. You treat her like this? Cat and Scar doesn't answer. The researcher wipes away tears of hers again and ignores the captain for the remainder. He heads towards the door and exits the room. Alright, just checking to see if it was exceptionally long. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we are. That almost... Uh-oh. Computer's a bit slow now. Yippee. Shouldn't have opened and closed the fucking thing. Alright, so... I think it should be fine, yeah? If it ain't, oh well. I'll post it anyway. Following is an abridged list of experiments conducted to determine Adrix-19001's anomaly nullifying effects. All objects regain their anomalous properties shortly thereafter. I have to access the document, and I've been given whatever, fucking, yeah, I don't give a shit. SCP-8535 specimen. I don't know what you are. Spiders? Spiders, okay, I guess. Oh, I see now. Description. Former humanoid subjects transformed into humanoid arachnid creatures. Purpose. Determine Ajax-19001's effects on organics. Results. After activation, specimen underwent severe morphological changes, eventually resulted in the specimen reverting to pre-transmutation state. Though it said that they regained their properties thereafter. Yeah, I guess he returned back into arachnid mode. SCP-173. You ought to know this one. Sculpture that locomotes when unobserved. That's a fucking sloppy description. You should also add that it kills people. Determine Ajax-19001's effects on inorganics. After activation, D-8003 was instructed to break line of sight with the object. 173 did not locomote whatsoever. 8138. A short one. Why is this stuff being slow? It's like a second afterwards. I was silently reading this to myself. Apologies. 8138 is a course that possesses the mimetic effect of making subjects believe it's still alive. Determine Ajax-19001's effects on mimetic/cognitohazardous anomalies. After activation, D-8003 was able to recognize the object as an ordinary human corpse. Must have been awkward for the poor fellow. SCP-2603. Power of the subconscious mind, journey into the self. Yeah, it's not the... I don't know this one. It's always fun when you see something you don't know, though. Human subject that transmutes solid matter into brine water upon REM sleep. Determine Ajax 19001's effect on ontokinetic anomalies. Footnote 5, reality bending, by the way. Subject didn't display any of his ontokinetic abilities upon entering REM. Appendix 9K004. Date: July 28, 2025. Preliminary excavation and exploration efforts of the tunnel system have mapped out approximately 150 kilometers worth of area. July 26, scanners detected a vast underground cavern 250 kilometers north of Site 19's location behind a closed-off section of the system, with evidence to suggest the presence of man-made structures present within the cavernous space. Therefore, an exploration team consisting of members of MTF, Gamma 11, and Zeta 9A, there we are, was dispatched to gain more insight into the nature and culture of the creators of 9K. Naturally, they are the task force specialized in exploring uncharted terrain. Members of Zeta 9 are chipping away at the portion of a wall. Hindleton stands nearby. So, how long have you been doing this sort of stuff for? Zeta 9 Cap. I don't know. How long are you gonna keep talking? Hindleton. I want to be on the same team here. Zeta 9-1 steps in front of Agent Hindleton, pushes him from Zeta 9 Captain's location. Zeta 9-1. Only thing we are is co-workers. We don't need you right now. You just stand pretty in the back and don't say a word. Understood? Agent Hindleton does not answer. He just stares at Zeta 9-1. Zeta 9-1 smiles, spits on the ground, turns around again. Agent Hindleton goes to the back of the wall where Captain Star was leaning against the wall. Fuck, I misspoke completely. Agent Hindleton goes to the back of the tunnel where Captain Star was leaning against the wall. Chuckles himself. Told you they were a-holes, Hindleton. Yeah. Zeta 9-2, who stands a few meters next to them, glares at the two. Captain Star smirks. You heard me? Portion of the wall finally collapses. Zeta 9 team members back away from the wall. Once the dust settled, all team members turn their head-mounted flashlights and venture into the cavernous space. Although not much can be discerned in the darkness, the flashlight's beams do not illuminate any walls or ceiling, placing the size of the space anywhere from between 500 meters to a kilometer large. Team members traverse along a rocky path. In the dim light, there's a large structure in the distance. Hindleton looks around the area cautiously. Zeta 9 Captain. Taking the side, Agent. We see these types of things every Tuesday. Zeta 9-1. Feel free to be impressed. Zeta 9-2 grunts in confirmation. Hindleton. Bastards. Zeta 9 Captain stops in his tracks. He turns around to look at Hindleton directly in his eyes. Hindleton gets momentarily blinded by the flashlight. Captain. What'd you say, Agent? Hindleton. Captain Star steps in front of him. Said we should keep moving forward, wasting enough time down here already. Zeta 9 Captain stares at Star before moving on. Star pats Hindleton on the shoulder before continuing on as well. Hindleton lets out a large sigh. Team arrives at a large stony gate, proportion of the gate estimated to be well over 200 meters in height. Hindleton. My god. Mole rat cap. Let's move on. They enter a vast chamber, stone pillars erect from floor to ceiling, intricate runes and paintings adorn every surface of the structure, still in pristine condition. Star. Looks like a temple of sorts. Mole rat 1. Or a place of sacrifice. Can't have an ancient civilization without sacrifices. Mole rat 1 shines her flashlight upon one of the stone pillars. Carved into it is a statue of a human figure possessing multiple sets of arms and legs. Other team members do so as well and discover more statues of humanoids carved into the pillars. Star shines his light on one of the pillars, discovering a statue of a large reptilian creature resembling a member of the dinosaurid family. Okay, just wrote dinosaur there, you know. That was footnote 7, just explaining dinosaur. On the far wall, there stands the structure's most opposing feature. Giant stone slab with a depiction of a square engraved on it. Mole rat captain. Alright, plant explosives. Mole rats 1 and 2 move over to the slab, where Captain Star rushes to them and blocks the path. Star, what are you doing? Mole rat 1 smirks. My job? Star, we just discovered this area. Why blow it up? Mole rat captain. Captain. Our mission is to gather as much data as possible, which also means to figure out what's on the other side of the wall, door, if you can really look. Star. I don't even know there's anything on the other side. Mole rat 1. Move. Rat 1 pushes Captain Star aside. The two mole rats plant the explosives. Hindleton. I'm on Star's side with this one. We don't know if there's anything on the other side. Won't we risk giving the whole area in? Not with these explosives, Agent. And if you would be so kind, no further input from you. Thanks. Really? I thought you... Hindleton. Really? I thought you and 9 guys were cool. You're all just a bunch of... Mole rat captain. I said shut up, Hindleton. You shut up. Suddenly, the entire area shakes. All team members cease movements. Silent for a while. None of the team members utter a word. Hindleton. What the hell was that? Low droning sound coming from behind the stone slab. Entire area now shakes with greater intensity. Portions of the ceiling fall down to the ground below, shattering on impact, sending dust and debris flying everywhere. Entire area is at risk of collapsing. Team members quickly get up and rush towards the exit. Mole Rat 2 trips as the ground shakes, falls, and gets crushed underneath the falling rubble. Hiddleton trips as well, but Captain Star rushes to his side and helps him get up. Exit's now partially blocked by debris, only leaving a narrow opening through. Rat 1 pushes Captain Star to the side. Out of my way! Captain Star stumbles into a hole similar to the one 9K was discovered. He eyes it curiously before he quickly gets up again. Morat 1 squeezes through a narrow passage, straining as she is barely able to get through. Another quake causes the passage to close in on itself. Yeah, I figured they'd die. Embedding rocky protrusions right through Morat 1's chest and abdomen, she bleeds out. Hamilton looks all around him. Yells, "Where to now?" To the side, Morat Captain is sliding through an opening in the wall, exiting the structure. 2 agents rush towards it. All 3 exit the structure and run to the cavern's exit. A sinkhole opens up beneath the operatives. Captain Star and Hindleton manage to reach the other side in time, but Morat Captain falls. Barely managing to hold onto the ledge, the captain struggles to lift himself over. Hindleton stops at the cavern's exit. Come on, what are you waiting for? You sip some water. It's that bottle finished, and there's still something stuck in my fucking throat. Think that fixed it? Who knows? Captain Star looks at Agent Hilton, then at the mole rat captain. He rushes to their side. Captain Star reaches out a hand to the mole rat captain. Give me your hand. Mole rat captain attempts to hold on to Captain Star's hand. Mole rat captain loses hold of the ledge and falls into the sinkhole below. Captain Star pants heavily, staring at what remains of the structure, observing the slab to be partially destroyed. What can be seen are 2 luminescent patches behind the slab, seemingly staring before the dust obstructs the view again. I presume those are eyes. 2 remaining agents rush out of the area. End log. Closing statements. Area designated as location of interest 9K. LOI-9000. Incident coincided with the first activation of 9000 under testing conditions. Appendix 9K-005. Date. August 6, 2025. Forward. Commencement of second experiment trial of SCP-9000 on Adrix 19-001. Researcher Wrath and Captain Star sit inside an office, watching footage of the previous exploration log. After a while, video ends. Researcher Wrath appears to be deep in thought. Star. Anything that's a little suspicious? Wrath. That whatever awoke did when the bomb test began? Of course I'm suspicious, but not much I can do about it. Star pauses. Maybe your father was right. Be messing with something as fundamental as anomalous will cause more trouble than it's worth. Wrath. Is that what you think? Because from the footage, all I see is a giant monster that wants to stop the construction of the bomb. All the more reason to finish it as soon as possible. Star. Rita, I think we should consider your father's... Wrath. Director Wrath is irrelevant to this conversation right now. All that matters is the bomb gets finished. End of discussion. Star. Listen, what if he's right? Ripping something out so natural as the unnatural? Have you done any tests to confirm that it's safe? Researcher Wrath leans into Captain Star. Mother and I have waited our entire lives for this. No one will take this away from us. No one. Captain Star remains silent. PA system develops and crackles to life. Researcher Wrath, please arrive at your designated location. PA system dies down again. Researcher Wrath puts... I'm gonna get her name so fucking wrong because I am barely here, admittedly, consciously. I like the file, but like me, the person, I'm fucking barely conscious. I'm not tired, I'm just barely conscious. Puts on her lab coat and exits the office. Captain Star follows close behind. To arrive at the sector, Researcher Wrath scans her credentials, enter the observation chamber. Shutters are raised, allowing view onto address 19-001 with 9K wired directly beneath. Reth, only a few more tests and the decom bomb will finally be completed. Speaking into microphone. Start the device up. Personnel in full body suits sign researcher Reth a thumbs up for manipulating several devices on 9K. Soon the portal manifests inside of address 19-001, which precedes the power up. Reth, my greatest achievement. Our greatest achievement. Captain Star stares out ahead at the device with fear. Electricity arcs to the testing chamber as Adrix 19001 trembles under its support beams. Door to the room opens and comes Director Researcher Reth. Reth audibly sighs. I really can't need you right now. Director, Rita, listen. Reth, I'm so tired of listening. So tired. Director, please, don't end up like your mother. Reth, don't even talk about her. Director, you're right. It was my fault. I should have been more careful, should have been there for you, for her, but please stop trying to be like your mother. Ref, this is what she would have wanted. I'm completing her life's work, and I don't care what you tell me anymore. This is our achievement. Portal expands in size, significantly greater than what Ajax 19001's interior structure is capable of containing. Release of electricity increases in intensity. Captain Star backs off the window. Director, she buried herself in her work just as much as I did. It's me who didn't assign a protective layer into the chamber, but it was her decision to continue on when she was told to get out of it. Electricity arcs across the inner walls of the chamber. Portion of the wall is severely damaged and charred. Outside of the facility, dark storm clouds begin to form over the site. Star, we need to go. Captain Star grabs researcher's Reth's arm. She pulls away from him. I'm not gonna yell. No, I won't leave here. This is what she would want me to do. This. An arc of electricity shoots through the observation room's window. Fluctuations in space-time being emanated by the portal are detected, temporarily nullifying gravity in the immediate area. All free-floating objects are rapidly pulled towards the portal. Reth holds onto the edge of the shadow windows, reaches out a hand to Director Reth. I feel weird saying this, but I mean, fuck the internet. You make me. I dropped my phone. Fuck the internet for making me feel weird for saying this word. Reth. Daddy. Director Reth. Rita. Researcher Reth is unable to maintain her grip and falls into a lot of people are failing to maintain their grip in this story so far. Unable to maintain her grip and falls into the vortex of the portal. Director Reth screams out. Wave of kinetic energy is released from the portal, pushing all objects away from it. SCP-9000 manipulates and deactivates itself, causing the demanifestation of the portal. Space-time fluctuations demanifest. Dark clouds dissipate. Captain Star and Director Reth fall to the floor. Captain Star looks up at Adrix 19001, greatly damaged, directly into the portal. Within the pocket dimension, two luminescent orbs can be briefly observed within the vortex, disappearing again. A low guttural sound is heard. Director Reth, slowly recovering from the impact, looks out to the destruction, whimpers before screaming and crying out in utter terror. From what I have been able to gather, this thing destroys that which wants to destroy, or something to that effect. I don't know. Panics 9K006. It's 9K-006. Date August 7, 2025. Interviewer Adam Krug, hell of a name. Interviewed Tom Starr, still captain and all that. Forward, after action review, begin log. I'm just gonna say their names. Starr sits at a table, staring emptily ahead. Krug enters the interview room. Good day, Captain Starr. I'm Dr. Adam Krug, and will be conducting your after-action interview for today. Starr remains completely still. Krug sits down. I'd like for you to talk about yesterday's events, if you feel up to it. Starr remains silent for a while, takes in a deep breath. It all happened so slowly, yet so fast. Krug, you can take your time, Captain. Starr. She activated the machine. The decom bomb? That other device? Krug, you mean 9K? Starr, yes, that. It activated and created this black hole. Researcher Reth and the director were arguing. It felt so stupid just standing there, unable to say anything. Come up with saying anything, I mean, then it happened. Maybe I could have saved her if I would have just done something sooner. Brief pause. In your file, it says you'd lost your wife 2 years ago. She had a late night shift at the hospital. You'd been on sim with SCP-9000, so you'd call your daughter to drive her back home, then the accident happened? Star looks up at Krug. He clenches his hand. How is this relevant? Captain, there might be a pattern in your thought processes here. You feel extreme guilt for what happened to your wife. So much you've taken to living on site. Perhaps those feelings of guilt are now being reflected on research your breath. Start. What are trying to say here? You forgot a word there. Krug. I'm here to assess whether you're fit to continue your duty on excavation operations. Sorry for intruding the private matters here, Captain. Star abruptly stands up, stares at Krug before heading out the interview room. Closing statements. By assessment of Dr. Krug, Captain Star has been deemed unfit for continued duty. Interview log. Krug interviewed Site Director Roig Reth. Roig, something to that effect. It's same day, by the way. August 7th, 2025. Forward. After action interview. Begin log. I guess you're just Reth now. Reth and Krug sit at the table. Reth is notably more composed than the days prior. Krug, may I start the interview, Director? Reth, you may. Krug, how are you feeling today? Reth, good. Krug, good how? Reth, finally know what I must do. Krug, what would that entail? Reth, I want to continue our work. My daughter's work. Krug, ADRX-19-001? Reth, precisely, Doctor. Krug, you've been very vocal of the discontinuation of this project. What changed? Reth, I can't let her die. Not like this. I can't let her death be meaningless. Council wanted a war to end all wars, and I'm gonna end it. Krug, it's very noble of you, Director. Reth, it will be. End log. Closing statements. After extensive evaluation, Site Director Roy Reth's proposal was approved. 05 dash redacted. Appendix 9K007. Over the month of August 2025, multiple experiments have been conducted to finish completion of AGRX-19-001. During activation phases of 9K, activity had been reported at location of interest 9K, which has been compiled in the following log. Date of activation, August 9, 2025. Seismic activity detected. Large portions of debris instantaneously shifted. August 11th, 2025. Low guttural sound detected, reaching over 120 decibels. August 14th, 2025. Area directly above location of interest 009 location of interest 9K begins to cave in. Due to further disturbances, sensors indicate presence of a large entity within, designated as 9000 Alpha. SCP-9000 Alpha, but you get the idea. August 15th, 2025. Sinkhole opens. Portions of the entity become visible from the surface. Preliminary observations show the entity's reptilian in origin, possibly the dinosaurid family. Appendix 9K008. Missive from the Overseer Council. Date, August 18th, 2025. It has come to my attention that there has been a notable increase in poor health of staff members, an increase bordering on 40%. We're aware of Site-19's status as processing the highest turnover and mortality rates compared to any other Foundation facility, but the spike has been too drastic to ignore. Due to the recent trial experiments of ADRX-19-001 in the area, we suspect a common cause and expect the issue to be resolved by the project head site director at once, or a better replacement will be chosen. Sincerely, 05-redacted. I'm going to pause and go use the bathroom and be right back, so I'll promise. I also went to go get a snack. I'm back. I already ate the snack, don't worry. Another missive. Date, August 18, 2025. Dear O5 Council, I am deeply sorry for this development. My research team and I are doing all we can to mitigate the harm caused to Site-19 personnel. The experiments are going well. ADRX-19-001 is near completion. Thanks to the godsend that is SCP-9000, soon the world will change and the Foundation will become obsolete. For the greater good. Sincerely, Site Director Roy Dreth. Date, August 18, 2025. We expect no lesser results. 05-blank. Secure, contain, protect. Funny, that's how they sign off, but it's not part of the page. I always presume this was like, see what I'm trying to say? Anyway. Appendix 9K-009. Date, August 19, 2025. Forward. Captain Tom Star has been deemed as unstable to continue his duties co-lead of 9K observations. Subsequently, Agent Hamilton has been elected co-lead. Don't major, he'll be fond of that, being put in a position where he has to do things. Or at least I wouldn't. Star sits at the table within his office, holding his mobile phone in his hand, staring absently ahead. Phone number, again, you don't have to, like, fucking put this guy's whole shit out there. The phone number of his daughter is visible on the screen, his finger hovering above the last digit. Hilton enters the office. Star immediately puts the phone down. Hey, the director wanted to see you? Star rubs his face and nods. Okay. Hilton, is everything alright? Star? Hmm? Oh, yeah, of course. Hamilton just nods. He stands at the door for a few more seconds before walking away. Star puts away his phone and exits his office. He arrives at Director Rath's office. He pauses for a moment before taking a deep breath and opening the door. Office is well furnished and tidy. Pictures of researchers Rita and Radlia Rath. They all have double R names, by the way, on the walls. The director sits at a desk and gestures for Captain Star to sit down. Director Rath appears noticeably more frail and skinnier. Shit, don't I know it, pal. He coughs into a tissue for taking a deep breath. I'm glad you could come. Please take a seat. Captain Star looks at the frame photos for sitting down and silent for a while. Star. I am sorry, Director Rath. Do you love your daughter, Captain Star? He's silent for a while. Yes, of course I do. Look, Director, I'm sorry. Director Rath holds up his hand. Star falls silent. Let bygones be bygones, Captain. What happened, happened, Captain. There's nothing I can do to change it. Can't change the past. Only the future. Director Rath clenches his hand, unclenching it again. Star. Director, why have you ordered me here? Director Rath, I'm giving you some time off. After all that's happened, I want you to spend some time with your daughter. Star. But Director, I can't. My duty, Director Rath, as a father is to take care of your family. How long have you not seen your daughter for? Don't answer it. I imagine the time to have been long. Council doesn't care for such frivolities, but you should. Star. What about ADRX 19-001? What about SCP-9000? Director Rath. The decom bomb, as we like to call it, is near completion. Only 3 days' time, all anomalous phenomena will be wiped off the face of the universe. Time for all to see their loved ones again. Star remains speechless. Director Rath rolls over to him and places a hand on his shoulder. Rolls over because he's in a wheelchair. That's actually nice to... Rath. I have many regrets. One of those is I've spent so much time at my work, in my duty to the Foundation, that I've neglected the people I really should have spent my time with. Enjoy the time you got left, because everything will end soon. Director Rath rolls back to the front of his desk. Captain Star nods, stands up, and exits his office. I like this one so far, by the way. It's really fun. End log. Appendix 9K-10. Incident log. August 22nd, 2025. Forward. Initial footage taken from Research Outpost 9K-A, built near location of interest 9K. Begin log. Hilton's monitoring 9K Alpha through observation cameras, entity completely motionless, only staring. In comes Dr. Imike Hamayodu. Hamayodu? Something like that. Hamayodu. Agent Hilton? Hilton, yeah? Uh, Dr. Imike Hamayodu, linguistics. Dr. Hamayodu is waving documents around. Hilton immediately stands up from his chair. You translate the runes? Hamayodu, as much as still readable. Take a look. Dr. Hamayodu, fucking, I hate saying your name so much. Place the documents on the table. Without boring you with the specifics, Hamilton. Thank God. Hamayodu. Texts tell a story of civilization for humanity. Heck, four mammals are the dominant species on this planet. Hamilton rubs head. Alright, you're losing me. Hamayodu. Despite dozens of millions of years ago, presumably in the Mesozoic era, footnote here, era of the dinosaurs, era of one of the eras of the dinosaurs, isn't it? Mesozoic, Cretaceous, Jurassic. Anyway, I think that's out of order. Heck, there was some other race developed alongside the first dinosaurs. Human, non-human, don't matter right now. Live peacefully together up until the rise of the an entity of the dinosaur race, referred to only in all texts as the Dark One. Marked One, what the hell are you doing? Oh my god. Apparently both races were intelligent, more so than modern humans based on 9K. Dark One desired to reshape the world in its own image, so war broke out between the two races. Some of these, I'm going to refer to them as reptiles, joined together with whatever civilization these undergrounds realm belonged to, fought on their side. War lasted for millions of years, blind reptiles building vast underground chambers for this ancient race, Hamilton, like the place below us, what you do, for shelter. The surface had become barren, uninhabitable wasteland, but eventually Dark One and his forces found him. Race wouldn't give up just yet, though. Help with one of the most intelligent reptile allies, a figure referred to as the Guardian, built a device to seal away the Dark One for good. And they were successful. They had trapped the Dark One within an expanse of nothingness, endless expanse of nothingness, where it could take no form and dissolve in this abyss. With their leader gone, the remaining reptile forces were quickly dispatched, at least those who still wanted to finish what their leader started. And that's it. You see the implications? 9K Hamilton is that device. He holds onto a chair and steadies himself. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Each time we activate 9K, it allows for the Dark One to find its way back into our reality. Hamayodu, and the cage won't last forever. Middleton, we need to tell the director, now. Hey, Akers. Seismic activity is detected in the outpost. 9K Alpha vocalizes loudly before it emerges in the sinkhole. Entity reaches the surface, proceeds northeast from Outpost 9000A. Two personnel members look at it through the window. Hamilton. Oh, bother. Fighter jets and MTF Task Force 8 of 5, nicknamed the Jaeger Bombers. They're the guys who fight the big shit. See? Footnote 9. Aerial Task Force specializing in handling of large hostile entities. Rapidly approach the entity. Entities in excess of over 200 meters large, quadruped, and I think that's supposed to be... Is that how you spell quadruped? No, I'm fucking confused. Possesses an abundance of rocky spikes over its body. It has not altered its path in the last 20 minutes. 8 of 5. Captain. Captain of MTF 8 of 5 reporting. We've got a visual entity. Hamilton. Static. Oh, thank God. What's it doing currently? 8 of 5 1. It's still running. Any idea of where? Any? 8 of 5 2. It appears to be approaching Site 19 based on its unwavering path. Hamilton. Oh, no. Star moves a cardboard box out of his office. The box is stuffed with various personal memorabilia. Coughs heavily, needing to steady himself on a nearby table until it stops. Some researchers passing by. Researcher 1. I can't believe this final day, can you? Oh, they're getting cancer. Researcher 2. Are you kidding? The Foundation is going to become obsolete if bomb does what it's intended to do. Researcher 1. True that. Did the director also give you paid vacation? Researcher 2. Unfortunately not. You lucky bastard. I gotta oversee the activation of the bomb. It's weird. Though the director wanted to be alone in the observation chamber, so that no one may interfere with his operations, whatever that means. Researcher 1. Does seem strange. Researchers move on. Captain Star remains deep in thought before rushing down the corridors. 8 to 5 Cap. How will we proceed, Command? Hamilton. It's heading for Site 19. Shoot it. 8 to 5 Cap. Roger that. MTF 8 of 5 begin to fire upon the entity. Multiple explosions arc across its hide. Only negligible damage is dealt to the entity. Continues the path uninterrupted. Captain. No damage at all. Fuck. No damage at all. I repeat. No damage at all. Hamilton. Shit. Entity is only 50 kilometers away from Site 19 now. Star arrives at the door of observation chamber. Attempts to open the door with his credentials, but does not budge. Open. Bangs against the door. Director, open the door! Silence. He knocks against it harder. Star shouts, open up! Now! Silence again. Captain Star is about to turn around when he presses his balled up hand against the scanner and proceeds to hit it 2 times. Door slides open. Wrath moves away from the control console. Countdown of 3 minutes going down. Looks upon the shuttered windows. Wrath. Captain Star, shouldn't you be spending time with your daughter? Director, what have you done? Shutters open. 9K is activated. Portal opens up, powering ADRX 19-001. Machine is rapidly charging up. Star walks over to the console. His eyes dart across the screen. What am I doing? Making the Foundation obsolete. Star attempts to deactivate the machine. He does not possess proper clearance. Wrath. Council wanted a weapon built, and the process took away everything I cared for. Wrath wipes tears from his eyes as he stares at the machine, resuming. So I decided to take away what they care for the most. Human race. I'm giving parts of myself to that machine, so instead it targets us, instead of them. Portal becomes larger. Captain Star slams his... Oh shit, that's what... Oh, that's clever. Portal becomes larger. Captain Star slams his fist against the console. Falls into a coughing fit. Spits out the blood. Spits out blood, lands on the console, is trembling. Tell me how to turn it off. Beth, I'm sorry, Captain. We crossed the point of no return. Oh shit, okay, so is that the Guardian entity instead? That's like a nice little twist. That's fun. I think. Director Reth, wait, no. Portal increases in volume so much that it is partially eclipsing portions of ADRX 19001. Objects and massive cables in the chamber begin to levitate. Star grabs Reth by the neck and raises his fist. Yells, "Tell me how to stop that thing, Reth." Reth tears up, smells. You really should have done as I asked. He winds up for a punch as he's about to hit the rector. A massive shockwave emanates from the ADRX 19001, knocking both of them back against the wall. Both of them are pressed against the wall. Captain Star strains to feed himself. Reth, don't be afraid. It'll all be over soon. Star manages to pry himself off the wall, nears Reth and pulls off his access card. Reth, what are you doing? Star slowly crawls towards the console as an intangible force gradually pushes him back. You don't know what you're doing. Star reaches the console, flakes of skin begin to fly away from his hand. They've taken everything from us. My wife, my daughter, your daughter. They take, and we give up everything. It's not fair. This is fair. Star inserts the card into the console. After a few swipes, the console processes the request. Soon after, gravity returns to baseline. ADRX 19001 slowly powering down. Power connection severed. ADRX 19001 powers down. Two fall to the floor. Star coughs violently before regaining his composure, looks down at his hand, which is heavily scarred but otherwise fine. Takes a deep breath. Reth is writhing on the floor. No. No! Captain Star leans against the console and slumps to the floor. His breaths are heavy and raggedy. Reth, you monsters, you did this. You did it. You made me do it. No. No. It is silent for a while. Only Star's strained breaths and Director's wails are audible. Low guttural sound emanates from within the portal, shaking the entire sector. Star stands up and looks onto SCP-9000. Portals increase to such sizes as to eclipse immense portions of ADRX 19001. A pair of bright white shining orbs appear within the portal, which appear to blink once. Star. What the fuck? An intangible black mass in the form of a serpentine entity emerges from out of the portal. Matter is deconstructed upon physical contact with the entity, tentatively designated as SCP-9000 Omega. Star quickly evacuates the area as heavy damage is dealt to the surrounding sector. Dark clouds form over the site, congregating into a heavy storm. 9K Omega completely destroys ADRX 19-001. Portions of the area collapse, burying Director Wrath underneath, who screams out for all of his vocalizations. See, people dying like hotcakes in this one. Cat and Star. I said, reminds me, I said like hotcakes to a friend. They were immediately on my ass about about the phrase I used. If somehow you're watching this, pal, fuck, man. It's fun to say old phrases. Anyway. Star falls to the floor, looks up at the entity in terror. Mobile phone rings, quickly gets it out, enters the call. Hindleton. Captain, are you there? Star remains speechless. Listen, I couldn't get the director on call. Don't use 9K. It's prison for some world-ending monster fucking eons ago. Silently nods along. Evacuate site immediately. Large reptile entity about to breach the facility. Area experiences heavy structural failure. Star manages to break out of his stupor, get his feet, and vacate the area as quickly as possible. 9K Omega flies high into the sky, lets out an ear-piercing howl. Rain pours down in masses. I think it's en masse, it should be rather. From dark clouds above, entities glowing white eyes shimmer in the darkness. Aerial view of collapsed portions of facility. 9K Alpha breaches facility, engages Omega in combat. Omega is yanked down to the ground level. Entity continuously thrashing its claws at Omega, latter vocalizing in great distress. Omega burrows into the ground. Due to Alpha's more bulkier build, Entity uplifts great volumes of Earth to chase after Omega. Star. Hilton, you there? Hilton. Is the site evacuated? We need to do it now. Star. Cool your jets. It is. Remember the hole in the ground of the evacuation site? Hamilton. No? Star. There's a way of deactivating 9K. Not currently. Damage now. I need to get back in there. Hilton. What? What for? Star. Because it's the only remaining way of closing the gateway. Loud roar, followed by a loud rumbling noise. Above ground portions of Site 19 begin to collapse and sink to the ground. Underground sensors indicate Omega to be traveling rapidly through uncovered tunnel systems. Star. Static. Fuck. Hamilton. What is it? Star. The hole in the ground? It's gone. Serpents ran through it. Hamilton. Shit. Is there any other way to close it? Hamilton. There's a refuzz. Hamilton. Captain? Star. There is. Get 9K to the temple. Hamilton, what? Why? Star, because that's where the last chance of saving the world lies. Captain Star, flying a helicopter, rapidly approaching Outpost 9KA, SCP-9000 attached to a tether from the craft. Clouds appear to darken as completely black spires form the clouds and make contact with the ground, resulting in rapid devastation below. A spire forms directly in front of the craft. Captain Star manages to dive out of the way, takes several deep breaths. Happy thoughts. Star arrives at the outpost at 9K, begins to fly lower into the sinkhole to location image just 9K. Dark storm clouds begin to spread all the way to the outpost. This is hammered down. This is their battalion strength task force. Their standing army. Offsite fucking love these guys. I am kind of whatever about them. Star, alright, heading in. Hamilton, roger that. Detachment of New 7 is waiting for you down there. Godspeed, Captain. Flies lower to the sinkhole. Massive pieces of debris begin to break off from the walls. They nearly hit the helicopter. Sensors indicate Omega is ceased to engage with Alpha, rapidly heading towards location of interest 9K. 9K. Alpha roars and follows soon behind, albeit at a slower pace due to inflicted wounds by Omega. Star arrives at the bottom of the sinkhole. Members of New 7 are already unloading 9K and rapidly moving to temple ruins. Star follows them. Arrive within the temple ruins, never more withered than before. Captain Star looks around and spots the hole. Immediately instructs New 7 members to move 9K to the hole. Suddenly, a spire bursts in the sky, hits one of the members, immediately deconstructed, leaving no traces behind. More black spires manifest from the sky, impact all around personnel members. Some of them take cover. Omega is rapidly approaching. Howls audible even from such a great distance. Entire structure slowly collapses. Several members either get crushed or deconstructed. Debris falls around the area of the hole, threatening to seal it shut. Hesitating but for a moment, Captain Star rushes out of a safety spot and pushes his entire weight against the device. It budges slightly. Come on. More debris falls near the hand of the captain. Come on. The device is approaching the hole. Omega is only a few hundred meters away. It roars loudly. Come on! Researcher Star grunts and yells at the same time. Omega breaches the cavern and temple's walls, only a few meters away from Star, nearly making contact with him. Omega is violently yanked back. Alpha is caught up with and is holding onto Omega's tail with his mouth. Omega vocalizes loudly. Captain Star finally manages to push 9K through into the hole. Silence. Shockwave is emitted by the device. Captain Star, 9K, Alpha, and Omega, as well as the structurally less stable portion of the temple, are thrown back. 9K whirs loudly. Runes on the surrounding stone pillars begin to glow a bright blue hue. 9K also emanates in the same hue. Omega screeches and thrashes violently as it gradually begins to lose form. Knocks several surrounding stone pillars to the ground as it lunges at Captain Star. Alpha bites down Omega's neck, pulling it back. Omega attempts to claw itself free, but it's futile, as it grows less and less coherent. Eventually, Omega gives out one last howl of agony before it dispatches in a bright flash of blue light into nothingness. Surrounding area stops buckling, the area settles. Star opens his eyes again, breathing heavily. 9K Alpha rather, regains its footing. Entity looks around, stares at Star, giving out a low growl before turning around, completely disappearing in the ruins of the temple. Nothing but silence and the sounds of debris settling for a while. Then the radio crackles to life. Hamilton, you there, Captain? Captain Star stares blankly ahead, takes a while to answer. Star. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Hamilton, yes, I knew you could do it. More distant, I knew we could do it. Star slumps to the ground and gives out a low chuckle, looks up at the sky as dark clouds slowly dissipate. End log. Closing statements. Captain Tom Star was recovered without difficulty. After a thorough search, whereabouts of 9K Alpha entity currently remain undetermined, but the entity is theorized to have taken refuge deeper into the Earth. Former Site Director Roy Jareth was recovered in the trouble. Due to his actions, former Site Director Roy Jareth has been prosecuted by the Ethics Committee for treason of the highest order against not only SP Foundation but humanity as a whole. He will be held at a secure installation until further notice. Replacement to take Roy Jareth's former position at Site 92 and be elected at a further date. Reclassification of 9K is currently underway, and decided by Board of Directors objects remain present location. 9K has been determined to be a threat to the world at large, as its activation poses the risk of unleashing Alpha 9 SCP-9000 Omega again. All projects concerning related to ADRX-19-001 have been cancelled or denied for the foreseeable future until such a time as an alternative for 9K can be found. Appendix 9K-011. After action. Date: August 27, 2025. Interviewer: Dr. Adam Krug. Interviewed: Captain Tom Star. Forward: After action interview. Krug and Star sit at a table. Krug: how you feeling, Captain? Finishing. Uh, Star, never better. Krug, is that so? Star, mm-hmm. Change of scenery could be nice. When are they going to transfer again? Site 67, was it? Krug, yes indeed, but to touch up on that earlier point, how do you feel? Silence. Krug sighs, leans back in his chair, reaches his pocket, pulls out a mobile phone, sighs at the stars, stares at it. Krug, make amends, Captain. Call her. Takes in a sharp breath, shifts in his seat uncomfortably, reaches out, hesitating. Looks at Krug, who just nods at him. Star takes in a deep breath, takes the phone, dials his daughter's name, and closes his eyes. Hello, Jennifer Star here. Who is it? Star. Hi, Jen. There's silence on the other end, and the sound of gasps, sniffs, and quiet sobs can be heard. Fuck, my tears are welling again. Captain Star wipes away a few tears of his. I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry. It was all my fault. Star. Shh, shh, shh. It wasn't your fault, Jenna. It wasn't. Sobs and sniffs continue. Sobs turn to soft chuckles. Really breaking the cycle with this one, aren't we? Star. Yes, we are. Man of the conversation removed for privacy. Fucking finally, his shit's out there. Out of there. Closing statements. YouTube video. Closing statements. Captain Tom Star's subsequent request to spend time off duty with his civilian family have been accepted. End of... What the hell? Oh, it's a song. I don't think I can play this. I liked the file. That guy's dad called his daughter, estranged daughter, after a few years. I think my dad called me like once. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct anyway. I liked this one. There you are, Dr. Scrappy. Feel like you've earned it. If you're short, I might. Do you? That sounds bad. Yeah, farthest thing from it, really. Fuck. I can't wait to see that. 'Cause it's almost 12. I got class in the morning at 8. So, I'm gonna try to go to bed soon. My thoughts. I kind of wish we could have stayed in the tunnels a bit longer. I mean, I loved it, right? And it did the patterns pretty easily well, right? Everyone died. That's my favorite pattern. The structure, obvious. Right? Constructs, obvious as well. I liked the idea of like little creatures fighting. Well, they're far from little. Name dropping the MTF units. That's always fun too. Um, I liked the. I already forgot his name. Yeah, no, I remembered. I like Hamilton a lot. He was fun. Uh, right. I just wish you could have stayed in the tunnels a little bit longer because again, I'm mega fucking biased to anything with exploration logs. And overall, though, I really liked Dawn of Darkness. It was definitely fun. Anyway, I'm gonna try to head to bed soon. See y'all.